everybody. This is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And today we're just going to talk a little bit about the ETC, the recent ETC tournament.
Right. So if you're a ninth age person and if you're listening to this channel, you more than likely are. They just had the ETC finals in Salamanca, and they've posted the results of that. So we just thought
Correct.
we'd take a chance to
Yep.
give our useless insight of the positioning of the different armies.
And for all those people, I just wanted to say hi to all those people I met out there and had a great time with. Just wanted to let you know that that wasn't really me because
Yeah.
I didn't make it. So if you met somebody who said they're Waldorf, it wasn't me. Just saying. All right.
So who am I talking to?
All right.
Okay, so let's bring up the list.
I think we can do that. Not the list, but the rankings.
Well, the rankings.
Army rankings.
So we pulled this off of one of the boards that was posted by was it Dakar.
Dakar.
Yeah.
Dakar. Okay. Yeah, just to give him credit for where he is.
Yes.
There he is.
The-
Anyway, he did this breakdown. As you can see, the top performing army in the ETC was the Beast Herds. No real big surprise to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you heard our review, we think this army has the ability to fight most everything aggressively.
Yep. It's a very good army. It's got a lot of advantages to it. It's good. It's in a good spot.
Yeah, if you play that army. And number two is Ogre Khans. If you heard our review, we feel similar about that.
Correct. And actually,
This is actually our two positioning on what we think are the two best armies.
the thing that's actually even kind of, in a way, a little bit more impressive with this is it had, 50% more Ogre Khan armies than Beast Herds.
Yes,
And they performed, on average, just slightly below.
less models, easier to
So,
paint.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the other is the spread. All of a sudden, bounce. There's a bigger spread.
Right.
Everything else kind of pimps up a little bit, but then you start seeing it through the top.
Yeah. Now that Beast Herd number, anyway, the Beast Herd number, in my opinion, may be slightly inflated. I mean, in their defense, maybe slightly inflated because not a lot of people coming out of 8th had Beast Herds.
Right.
So a lot of the Beast Herds players that were left are probably people that have played that army for a long time, therefore tend to be a little bit better players with that army.
Yeah, I think there's some of that. Although I think you saw so few Beast Herd players, and you're definitely seeing more. And it is
Correct.
an army that you do have a number of figures with, so it's not easy just to jump into it. But you're definitely seeing a lot more than you've seen in I think ever.
Correct.
Yeah. Brings us to number 3, Demon Legions. Interesting positioning from my perspective.
Yeah,
It's an aggressive army.
it's an aggressive army, so it's an army that's. See, the other problem with judging armies based on this, and because you can't, is of course opponent selection.
Sure.
There's somewhat choice in your opponent selection, and then armies are built for different things,
Right.
especially for the ETC team tournaments. A Demonic Legion's army isn't it like you just said? It's an aggressive army. It's an army built to grab points.
Hmm.
Like the Warriors of Dark Gods below them, the Ogre Kingdoms and the Ogre Khan,
Right.
and the Beast Herds. Those are all armies that are really built to
To go-
grab points.
Right. For going after your opponent.
Mhm. Correct.
Yeah. Warriors, Dark Gods. I mean, we see they gain consistently low ratings, but we're actually kind of high. We don't think they're over the top powerful.
Correct.
But they're definitely.
I think they're a very good army.
They're an aggressive army. I think they're a good army with their right kind of
And
builds.
they turned in right around 10. So,
Yep.
Saurian Ancients, 10-1. This number really hurts. The number of Empire of Sonstal, only 7.
Yeah.
7 out of 256 players.
Yep. And they finished at what should be the average.
Correct.
Maximum of 20 is 10 points. So that's, I mean, they ended where you want them to, I guess, for an external balance perspective.
Yeah. Vampire.
But their
Covenant.
best builds are also figure intensive. So, and it is harder for them to build a super aggressive list.
Yeah, unless you want to do a night list, and that
Yeah,
has hard counters to
It
it.
has so many hard counters. It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, and look at that 25 vampire
It's a
covenant.
lot of freaking vampires.
It's a lot of vampires and
Yeah.
performed right around 10. Although, yeah, just real quick. I mean, the top ranking player in the tournament was a vampire.
Yes, the guy who
covenant
scored
player.
the most points by
Well, tied with the
yeah,
other
tied,
guy.
yeah. The unknown guy. the is 20. So, but I mean, it positioned right in the middle where you
Right.
want it.
Along with Undying Dynasties and Vermin, both at 9.9.
Yeah, and of course we believe, and these scores don't reflect that Undying Dynasties and Vermin Swarms are actually better armies than this positioning, but
In our belief, but this is what they showed up.
But clearly, how they played out, that they didn't play out
Correct.
that way. So, we think the Undying Dynasties because we think their monstrous infantry is just so good.
Right.
The armies built around that are very aggressive, and plus you can outshoot people. And you can do some interesting.
Yep.
You can also do points denial a lot with the MSU build, going for the objectives at the end.
Correct.
With them very well.
Vermin Swarm,
Vermin
like
Swarm.
we talked about, it's a big can be. It's all depend on how it's built.
It's a very shooty army with
Right.
ability to. It has a number of hard counters against a number of armies. There's a few armies that'll match up well against it. This surprised me a little bit that Sylvan Elves.
Performed so well.
I mean, they're below the average, but that they outperformed both other elf armies. I can understand the Dread Elves, but not so much the Highborn Elves.
Yeah, they're the highest ranking elfin army. Aren't
I mean,
they?
they're in the bottom, but half. But
Correct.
usually, this is an army that is, it's better at not having combats and then trying to jump for those objectives at the end.
Right.
So you kind of use this in a team environment. This is how I see it. Is these are the guys you put against somebody who don't want to win. you're going for the tie basically, or the minor win. They're at the end.
Orcs and Goblins.
Your favorites.
Orcs and Goblins clocking in down. I mean, not too low below the average of 10.
Right.
And I can see this army. I didn't. Some of the armies were built as attack armies. Some were built as the points to. The kind of the defensive gunline armies.
And this is built as a gunline army usually these days.
Yes. I'm kind of surprised it placed above Highborn Elves.
That surprised me.
Just kind of surprised about that.
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah. Highborn Elves surprised me a lot. I'm surprised how many people took them, but that they didn't score higher just because they do have some really hard-hitting units in the army.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get pyromancy to death, I guess, is part of the challenge.
It's the big
but,
thing, and pyromancy is so popular right now.
Yeah, but it's less of a problem for them than it is for Sylvan Elves, so just because of the model counts and the armor.
Right.
But, yeah.
Then we got Infernal Dwarves at 9.2 on average.
And followed by
the
Holds.
Dwarven Holds. Now, both these, I would think, are built as defensive armies in a team tournament.
Right.
You go against your hardest hitting, you throw them against the hardest hitting opponent and hope to hold as many points as you can. In that case, would tell why the Dwarven Holds. I think the Infernal Dwarves are, in my own opinion, Infernal Dwarves are a middle of the road army. They're a decent army. I don't think they're overpowered. I don't think they're underpowered. I think they're
Right.
just about right.
And all the armies have things that are something that's too good and something that's bad.
Right.
But yeah, I that's how I feel about them. But
So
as a gun line, you played them once again to not give up too many points
Right.
against certain opponents and shoot them off the field.
And the Dwarven Holds, again, I think this is a really good, solid army right now. And if it was, I just don't see them performing this low, 14th out of the 16 armies.
Surprised me because I mean we think this is an army that has a problem with weaknesses.
Right. Without
As
you
far
mean
as-
by not having them.
Yeah, but not having them, it's
Yes.
decent at, not to say that it's the best in all categories, but
Correct.
it's really good in almost all categories. But it still is a defensive army by nature. So people, I think, I'm guessing, at least when I see people play, is you're afraid to engage these guys because they'll shoot you off the table. So you're best served sitting back and
Trying to jump.
dealing with their flyer stuff, and then on turn 6, surging forward to claim objectives. You
Right.
know, so,
Correct.
which would mean, quite often that the Dwarven Holds, they're going to have a lot of minor losses or somebody's foolish enough to attack them, they're going to blow them off the field. But
Right. But
this is all the best players.
But I
so-
mean, these are the best players, so I don't think anyone's going to throw their army at them.
Right.
Like I see happen in some tournaments.
yeah,
Moving on, the 15th placing army, we have the Kingdom of Aquitaine.
I'm actually surprised at how many people played it.
18.
Yeah,
It's a good number.
it is.
But yeah, coming down at an 8.7, a really low performance.
Yeah,
We looked at the list, and I think it was one above, just slightly
think-
above half were built as
yeah, I
peasant
think
armies.
9 were peasants and 8 were
Yeah.
knights, and 1 was, if I remember correctly,
kind of a mix.
was mixed.
So I mean, yeah, depending on what they were built. Again, it's hard to say to make any conclusions based on this because of
Right.
what you're building the
And
armies
the
for.
peasant list would be, you probably play it as the same as the dwarven holes above, which is points denial.
Correct.
You don't want to lose by too much, so you just have tons of guys or people get stuck in because they're stubborn, they can't get through them. And the knight list you build to fight off against certain MSU, certain monster builds that you can get those matchups.
Right. And that brings us to the last place army
The Dread Elves.
with one more player playing them than the Empire of Sandstall.
Yeah, and this is
Only
an,
8.
and this is an aggressive army, so
8 out of 256, and it's not a defensive army.
it
in
is
my
not a
opinion.
defensive army. The shooting's not that
So
effective.
it just means they really performed not well.
Correct. And we weren't that. I mean, we thought they needed a couple buffs in a few places, and once again, they had a couple things that didn't make sense as far as being good. But yeah, it's kind of surprising to me that these guys are on the bottom. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
Yeah.
That surprises me. I expected to see them somewhere around this.
Yeah, it's more in
You
the
know,
more in the middle.
upper 9 to up to lower 10s.
Yeah, I thought they might
Thought
be.
they'd be around the middle.
Yeah, I thought they'd be closer to the middle. You know, kind of where the Undying Dynasties is on this list.
Right.
You know, but because to me they are the weakest of the three elves at the moment.
And then just to put it out there, these are the individual rankings,
Right.
which again, take it for a grain of salt. But Chris Mintz from the U.S.,
Who you know?
I know,
Mhm.
I've played him.
Yeah.
Don't feel as bad losing to him now. 103 tied for the top score at 103 with the guy from Poland playing Infernal Dwarves.
Right.
Which is funny because what we say Infernal Dwarves showed up all the way down here,
Right.
like 13th,
Exactly.
but then that play, he did really well with them,
Yes. Yes.
which
Well,
is
fifth is
impressive.
highborn. I mean, top 10. You got 2 highborn elves. The
For you,
Yeah.
from here up,
number 9 and number 5.
yeah, look at that. And one Vampire Covenant in the top 10, but 11 and 12 are also
Yeah,
Vampire
yeah,
Covenant. So yeah, and these are I mean,
And the best beast herd player is number 15.
oh yes,
Yeah.
so that means all the beast herds did well.
Right.
There's an Orc and Goblin player up at 19.
There you
That's
go.
pretty amazing.
That's what pulled you up.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see what we were talking about before, the attack armies, except
And
I'm not sure what his was, but
yeah.
yeah, I didn't look at that. I guess it could be built as an attack army.
It can be because you've got the big monstrous cav guys.
Mhm. Yeah, as bad as the
And the
Highborn
train
Elves
and everything
performed,
else.
you're right, and the 2 in the top,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
pretty
interesting. But then you don't see them again.
and they go a long way before showing up again. I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of it was said. You can't just take these rankings and say this is where the armies belong because there's different players and this is ETC. So you try to do your matchups to
Correct.
win or to manage your damage. So different things kind of happen.
Yeah. But anyway, these are posted out on the website. Everyone can
Yeah.
poke around.
We
take
pulled
as
this one
much
off
as
of
they want.
the Equitane board, but
It's Sylvan Elf.
this one's a Sylvan. He's got the same posting on the Equitane board. So yeah.
But yeah, I think he posted on every board, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I've only looked at the Sylvan Hills and the Equitane. So.
Okay. But anyway, so that was it. Congratulations! I heard the USA team took, I think, 5th,
Oh, really?
which is a decent showing.
What were the national rankings? I don't even know.
I don't know. Did we? Oh, wait a minute. We got this.
Got this.
That's not
Nope,
it.
that's not it.
We
We don't
the
have
other
anything.
thing.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
closed now. Just curious where Germany was.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Thought we had that earlier. Here we go. Wasn't it on this?
Yes. Does it have the...
Leaderboard, maybe? There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Poland took first.
Keep scrolling.
Sweet. What are you looking for?
We're 14th. Oh, my goodness. Mein
Germany?
Gott in Himmels. Yeah.
Yeah. Mother Buddy Chaihammer and Team Mexico. What'd they do? 18? And I guess who was Blondbeer's team?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
21.
21. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought he was from Luxembourg.
Was he? I think we're going with Luxembourg.
Yeah, we're going with Luxembourg.
Luxembourg. So he's down here on 29.
Yeah.
I thought his name was something else, though. Oh, well. I did not. I thought his name was Jan. I don't see him down here.
Yeah.
One of these must be a mistake.
Obviously. Well, check France. Maybe he was
Check
under France.
Was he in France?
It
this
was
time?
France, yeah.
Oh, well, then he did well because they came in sixth.
There you go.
Okay, there you have it. Anyway, I guess these numbers are the battle points.
Secondary points, I don't know.
I think they kind of reversed it.
Oh, you think?
I think
Yeah.
the victory points, I should say, not battle points.
Right.
So look at that. U.S. took highest battle point, highest victory point. No.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Scotland.
Scotland. Is that the high? So Scotland took the highest victory points, and it placed 20th. Okay. I mean, that can be a lot of weird things going on
Yeah.
there, but still.
I think you were, I don't know how ETC scoring works. So.
Correct.
the,
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, battle points, I'm sure this is the 20-0 score, but I don't know what the difference between battle points and points are. I mean, some they're exact. They're
Yeah.
within a point here.
some are off by 20, but so.
Yeah, I don't know what these mean.
Yeah, don't know.
So, anyway, so that's that. Pairings, I mean, you can go out to the Tourney Keeper site and check out as much of this as you want to. The interesting thing we saw when we went here is this big chunk here.
Yeah, they're going to fix that basically,
Where there's 15 armies that they don't have the race for.
or they haven't mapped them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that'll get fixed later when they want to do all their analysis.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. I think that's going to wrap it up. Is there anything to add to that?
I think that's about it. Till next time.
Until next time. Thank you.